All right. Oh shit. Ah, what the fuck happened? All right, there we go. Hi everyone. As you can see, we're already scuffed again. I honestly didn't know what happened. Wait, hang on. Ah, there we go. That's what happened. I was wondering why the thing wasn't working. Okay. Chat's just like, what the heck? I feel like chat's gonna have a fun time with that right there. Just like inserting something crazy in. Hi Moon, how are you? Hello everyone. Hello guys from YouTube. Hello people from Twitch and X or Twitter or whatever the heck the other one's called right there. I never know what the other one's called. You guys change names so much. I feel like I just call you guys the being of 1,000 names. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. There's a lot of stuff that happened though. I've noticed on here. So there's big news from this right here. There's some stuff going on with Destiny. I did actually get back into that after I said, hey guys, I'm not gonna go into this for a long time, and now I'm like coming back to it after like a few months. I was planning on dropping it, but then they announced that Star Wars collapse, so I was really looking forward to it, but now I'm not sure because of all the updates that are currently going on. On top of that, there's this other thing going on with Smash JT again, and I'm like, oh god, not again. Yeah, again. So Smash JT is also on the prowl right now, on a good way, And then there's also some stuff going on with some movies too that I just saw, which there was one that I was talking about in particular that I did watch, and that was the was it 28 Years Later, which was supposed to be the next sequel. Okay, so they had 28 days, 28 weeks, and they didn't have months. They skipped months and went straight into years. But you know, I could go on that for a while. I honestly could, on why I feel like they skipped over one, and I honestly feel like they should have not done that. But they're like, you know what? Forget months. Let's go into years. And then there's also some stuff going on with like the Pokemon cards again, because oh my god, there always has to be something going on with them every single time, and it never fucking goes away, because the scalpers, they never go away either. So that's what's going on. I honestly feel like if you are a scalper, I hope you step on a Lego tonight. That's all I can say. It's some crazy shit going on though every time with Pokemon cards. But let's get into this. The first one is talking about like this one's from Pokemon Giveaways, the TCG guy. Do follow him a bit, just because he does post some shit that sometimes is very funny, but it's you guys are gonna have to see what I mean from it. Like it's just one of those ones I'm like, wow, that just happened, and we're just not gonna talk. Okay, all right, cool. But people actually did start talking about this shortly after, though. It just took some traction though getting it off. But this is what was shown on top of that. All right. Oh shit! Move my shelf a little bit too far. There you go. Much better. Yeah. It was auto playing. I was like, oh shit, it's auto playing. But all right. I mean it's okay as long as it's not going off or went off. But here we go. Let's get that. But this is the one where it's like, whose side you're on, and this is hang on, this is a 1,109 euro. What the fuck? I didn't even. Okay, hang on. 1,100. Okay, hang on. I need to see what the 1,199 euro to you. Hang on. Euro. Oh wait, hang on. Shit, I forgot. Hang on, another one. There we go. 1,000 is. Oh my god, what the fuck? This guy's asking for 1,500. What the fuck? Bro, he's literally asking for 1,500 for a PSA 10 Charmander. Oh my god. I can't. I fucking can't with these people. It's crazy. Yeah. And crazy part is it's an auction too on eBay, and I honestly hate that. I honestly fucking hate eBay now.
Hello to you two. Thanks for getting in touch.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude, it's so stupid. Like, I honestly don't know why people fucking, but you know, I can't. It's crazy.
Why? Surely, if you're happy with 750 now, then you're happy with 750 in 3 days' time. Today's price is not tomorrow's price. I'm happy at 750 right now. But if The two auctions I can see and higher, then I think it's only right my asking price increases. That's really greedy, don't you think? I don't at all. It's sensible and smart investing and selling. I don't think it's fair or good business sense. I'm happy to pay on 50 in 3 days. Surely you'd be happy with that if you're happy with that now. But all you're trying to do is play me against these auctions. You're gonna try to get cheaper in 750 in the auction. And if you can't, you expect me to still honor that. Yes, I think that's fair.
Wow, wow, chat, really, I can't believe you did that, you fucking assholes. We're right here just fucking watching this, and you're like, I'm just gonna do the alert. Hi, cold-blooded, how are you? How's it going, man? I can't believe you... The fact that you spend that much channel points just for that, you know what, like, I honestly can't say anything on that. But other than, I hope you're having a good day. God damn it. But this is like the video though on that right there. It's crazy though, the little voicing we got going on. But after that, and this is from Smash JT. Yeah, you know how I said like it's going back to Smash JT again? Guess what? So right now, currently on Dustborn, you know, the big sensation that people were like talking about, which had an unveiling of probably like 400 people. Oh wait, hang on, let me make that 455 people actually played they gave it a 66.93 on the percentage, and I'm like, wow, that seems kind of low, not gonna lie. And there currently is 0 people playing the game. Yeah, and the crazy part is they said that this game was supposed to be like for the modern audience, and the modern audience is currently 0. Yeah, that's there is a full story going on to that right here. You know, I honestly recommend you guys check out Smash JT for this, because we may react to this like at some point later on. Just not now though, just not right now though, because it is a bit of a lengthy video, because he does do all his research, guys. So if you guys are interested in that, I highly recommend following Smash JT and then checking out the video. He does do a lot of shit though on covering stuff like this. So yeah, Dustborn, 0 people, the critical acclaim of no one. And then it's crazy too that people posted this right there on the comments, and this is like the Yasuke simulator, but it's crazy. Like this one's crazy too. But this one had like 1K reviews, but this one was made like one guy for a joke. And that one has like, yeah, I'm like, how does this fucking work? I'm honestly confused sometimes when I see these review scores, and I'm just like, damn, I'm very, very, very confused. Next that we have, guys, and this is this is the not legal. This is the Steam censorship campaign, which is currently going on, and the details of, you know, removing whether or not, you know, like if some stuff's legal, which, you know, for most cases right now, it's like they're like, is this game seem violent? Is this an FPS game? Oh, we can't have that in modern day. And yeah, and there's also some other stuff too, which I guess you could put the basis out there. It just depends, because it's like a 50-50, which is a not safe for work games, but those are like the 50-50 ones. But the other games are like FPS I used are getting in that crosshair because of violence, and I guess people can't really discern what violence is from real life to a video game. And I honestly feel like it's going to get to the point where people are going to get really pissed, because they're like, hey, I want to play the new, God forbid, Call of Duty, which I know no one's going to play because, one, it's Call of Duty. We all know how this went, where it was like it's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid. I can't. I honestly do not know what, you know, and you know, there was a video actually, and I was thinking about watching that with you guys, but I went ahead and watched it anyway, so we're not going to watch that one. But this one was talking about Call of Duty and the direction that they're going. And this is the direction where a lot of shit's going right now. I kind of hate this. I really do hate this. And it's all from this one group. It really is called Collective Shout. Yeah, Collective Shout. Activism, basically. You know, Like there's already a lot of stuff covered from these people who do this shit. It's some, was it like 4 or 5 women in Australia that are saying these video games are too violent, they cause violence, and I'm right here just saying I think the right thing is to say if we take away the video games, people will get violent. I'm still under that consensus right there because I'm seeing this shit happen on, you know, on 4K. I don't like it, but it is happening. So yeah, all right. Next that we have is Destiny 2. It's hitting its low. It's basically, I think this, yeah, dude, yeah. So guys, this is like the lowest that it has ever been in the whole franchise. Like, well, actually, no, I think this is the second time because I think there's a low one on the 2nd of July. No, it is one of the lowest ones that has been so far on this week. But right now, it is Portal fatigue. I'm gonna be honest with you. How many of you guys like Portal? Raise your hands. Yeah, that literally nobody. I'm gonna be honest with you because I have been playing that. I did finish up most of the stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The season pass progression, I feel like the way how they did the how they've been changing it constantly, like 4 times after everyone didn't say anything from it, and they were saying, "Hey, it's really good. I really like this," and they're like, "Well, you like it, but we don't, so we're going to change it 5 times." And yeah. I honestly don't like it. I honestly do. I feel like the progression in the game is really hurting just the, you know, the lifeline of the game, which is the player base. And it is showing right there. On top of that, they are nerfing a lot of stuff, and I hate that. But the thing is too, Destiny Rising also came out this week too, so most of the people who were playing Destiny are currently playing Destiny Rising, which is a mobile game for free ish. It's a gacha game. It's a gacha game. I do not know how I feel about that though. I honestly feel like we're getting fucked over by Bungie to getting fucked over by a gacha mechanic. So I honestly do not know how I feel about that because I'm slightly conflicted on that. So and the other thing is to go on top of that with the stuff, and this can go to the first part, which was talking about the raids. You guys probably are aware of raids, dungeons. And I did see the one from Ash and Iron. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's kind of sad that they're just, so essentially what I'm getting from it is, if you guys played what was it, the, you know, when you got like, no, was it the Midnight Coupe and the other ones with the gold shiny variants, where they added in the, or was it the rounds, where the wave system? I forgot which one that was called, but you know, they also had an activity for a limited time. If you did this, you got these cool emblems if you finished it, and yada yada yada, and you get these shiny variants too of these weapons. You guys remember that? I honestly feel like it's like that. And it's crazy too because people were saying, I like this type of concept, it's really good, and Bungie's like, you know what, we'll take it away and bring it back later on, but format it as something different, which is dungeons these times. Yeah, so I'm just under the assumption we're just going to do like a certain checkpoint on that dungeon for the dungeon, which I still kind of want the one for the raid out, just because that one is probably more rewarding than anything that I have played so far, and it seems really enjoyable just going in there, just having a fun time, and just, you know, just because it does go to like specific loot too. So there's also that when you go into a certain checkpoint in that raid, it is a certain modifier, and I really like that. But Bungie's like, no, we can't have that. So that's the other thing that's coming out. So I kind of feel, you can tell, I feel like I feel a little pissed that they did that, just to bring it down to there. Next that we have is Grums, and this is talking about the shit that I was talking about earlier, and going back to that. So yeah, so the payment processors, or the processors collective shout, are mega triggered right now. Yeah, so this is what's going on right now. This is the admin. I'm pretty sure you guys remember this guy. He was here for like a bit last Sunday, I think like 2 Sundays ago, and we were talking about him, where he got his source of payment taken away because of the itch.io was like, oh, we can't have you like make games because people are telling us that you are making these games. And yeah, so right now it's looking to the point where Visa and MasterCards are making a temporary calculated retreat, as someone said in the comments, and I'm like, yeah. It's kind of funny though. I'm gonna be honest with you again, as I said. It's just a fucking game, and it's all, you know, like the thing that people always talked about, which is like GTA. You know, it's not like people are gonna go and steal a car and do all that stuff like from GTA in IRL. I'm just saying, or like what's game? There was a game I was just watching right now. I was watching Zentrea. It's not like we're gonna go into a spaceship into an alien planet and then just fight these paranormal like entities, and then yourself, and that also is a paranormal entity. We're not going to fucking do the IRL, but they're saying you're going to do the IRL. Okay, all right, whatever. I don't know how to work on that. Next that we have, and this is actually some little bit of good news for some of you PlayStation, you know, people out there that always like to have the latest and greatest of the shiz. And this is Sony is reportedly planning a Nintendo Switch style PlayStation 6 portable. So basically they're gonna try to copy the Nintendo Switch 2 and the Nintendo Switch OLED and the Nintendo Switch just as a whole, and have PlayStation games on there. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be probably like maybe like $900. I'm calling that price right now. It's gonna be $900. The only reason why I'm saying that it's Sony. That's literally it. It's just because it's Sony, guys. That's the main reason why it's Sony. And I'm gonna be honest with you, what games can they actually put on there that can fit in that device? I mean, they do have the OLED, which is I wouldn't say like a really good one. You know, I honestly feel like it's okay. And then I know they have the Nintendo Switch 2, which is supposed to be like the better version of the Nintendo Switch, you know, and basically it's supposed to be a better one. I honestly feel like there's not much of a difference, as, you know, you just get like a little bit of pixel quality and that's it. And that really doesn't do much on that right there. I honestly feel like Sony will do the same thing. It's like, but look at, we added in one extra pixel more to this critically acclaimed game that we have remastered 29 times, and that is The Last of Us Part 4, Episode 4, Sequence 3. And it's like, what the fuck? What, like, I'm sorry I had to throw that joke right there, but dude, like, that's probably going to be the first game on there if they're going to do a Nintendo Switch portable. They're going to do The Last of Us, and they're going to do a remake for that remake that has gotten a remake from that last remake, from the original, and all in the course of like 10 years. Shit, it literally took 10 years, and they remade that game like fucking like 3 times. And I honestly feel like they could be putting that money somewhere else, but they're going to be making it on PlayStation 6 portable, and that's probably going to be the first game, and it's going to be $900 plus tax. And if you are very smart, they're probably going to be like, which I'm being like, you know, no one's going to be smart enough to buy this, because I'm not going to buy this. It's going to be like, you can get it for like, it's going to be like $900 for the console. Now, if you want to get the game, it's going to be probably like, they're going to probably do shit like Nintendo did, because they opened up a Pandora's box. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm alluding to right now, where it's like, the games are probably going to be like $20, $10 more, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? But they're going to be like, hold on. You see, I am your savior, and I'm just going to make the game slightly cheaper, and it's going to be pre-installed into the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 6 handheld. I'm your savior. There you go. And it's like, wait, hang on. But the game's still going to be expensive. And they're like, yeah, all the games are going to be expensive. And then they're going to say like something like, kind of like what Nintendo did, because they opened that box. And I'm still upset about that. I'm still 100% upset over that. I honestly, that's one reason why, guys, I just jumped over to playing emulator like a lot more, because I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'd rather get it for free at this point in Nintendo's lifespan, because before they used to be like more family friendly, and the thing is too that I hate is that they're family friendly. Like the games that you grew up with, like Mario, Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, you know, that shit, yeah, instead of it, being on PlayStation, PC, all this other stuff, they have monopoly. It's basically a monopoly on that. And the people are going to be like, Sin, what are you talking about? They don't have a monopoly over that. You know what they do? Like there's a certain game called Power World that they already hit with like a lawsuit, which I don't know what the situation is going on that, but I'm gonna like research that now. Out of just curiosity, see what the situation is with that, because I know they got hit with Nintendo's lawyers, and they're like, "Hey, you can't do that. You're copying from us." And then they're like, "No, we're not." And they're like, "Yeah, you are, because they look like our Pokemon." Which I I guess that's like going to another thing too, because I know Moist Critical also talked about that at the same time, where it's like, it could be like that, but the mechanic wise, it's really not the same. It's basically if you had Pokemon like games that they've made, but then they just added in a Glock or an AK-47 and explosions and shit like that. I honestly don't know. That's literally the only thing that they have that's really different, and it's not even the same format as how standard Pokemon games are. Now I guess you could say like the new format's kind of getting changed up, going on with like Scarlet and Violet, but it still feels the same. It barely feels like it's much of a difference on that. So wait, wrong one. But yeah, I honestly don't know on that one. But let's we always go to this one little segment right here, and it's like this is the little reaction where you guys have, but this is one that I know. Ooh, well, they got like two things right now that I want to watch, and I like how the one I was going to talk to you about, and this one was from Cloud Plays, so that was the first one I was going to be like, because this is also going to Helldivers 2, because you guys probably have seen like, you guys probably saw that I was playing Helldivers 2, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There was some stuff for Destiny 2, but I already kind of summarized that within just the course of a small segment, and that segment basically kind of summarizes the whole thing from Destiny 2, and that's yeah, Destiny 2, it kind of fucked, not gonna lie. It's kind of fucked, and not in a good way. All right, let's get into this. And I'm just going to get the closed captions on just for some of you guys that cannot read, but we'll just let him take over.
Jojo gives us some information about the spear gun, and we have also got some responses upon some really large glitches and bugs. Not only that, but we've also got to take a look at some interesting factors coming from the Dragon Roach, because I don't actually think you're going to know this one. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and console with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts, all running up to 70% off on old and new games. Links in the description. And if you want to get involved with that giveaway, then we are giving away an array of super credits. It's very, very simple. Head down into the comments.
I still need to get that jetpack, chat. I honestly, honest to God, I do.
Section and just put in a salute, because you Helldivers are absolutely hammering this game at the moment. Nonetheless, and with that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now in Helldivers 2. So starting off, we're on the Galactic War table, and there's a lot going on. As we can see right now, it's Saturday and Ocean is still available. Why is that the case? Well, because you Helldivers are absolutely ridiculous and genuinely managed to secure Hellmire yet again. What this does mean, though, on a positive spin-off, is that we now have Ocean with the Hive Lord and the Terminid new cave systems all weekend, so you can enjoy your content at hand, because, well, we earned it. You guys have been diving on Hellmire for the last 24 hours and managed to secure down a level 20 invasion, so a massive shout out to you guys. I can't wait to dive back in here. It's probably one of my favorite planets at the moment. With that being said, though, the Galactic War map is looking a little bit tiresome in terms of the major order. Collecting 350 million common samples and 200 million rare samples seems to be, well, just not happening at all. We've got 3 days remaining and we're only 30% of the way through. This was a long major order, man, so I would expect a fail coming from the books on this one. But let me know what you guys are thinking of the new content and whether you think we're going to complete that major order in the comment section below. Moving forward from that, though, we've got some concerning news as Shams puts in a message just yesterday with regards to the new AR rifle. Yep, the Coyote, the incendiary penetrating beast of a rifle that we're all enjoying. He states right here, I'm hearing we're liking the new AR. Just making sure that we're not liking it too much, are we? I've saw the memes on Reddit. Now, this is obviously leading into concerning factors, as yes, it does mean that the Arrowhead team are aware that it is overpowered. And then on top of that, we had a piece of info coming from Jojo that responded to the message, stating that the weapon was OP, stating, I'm afraid you can't hide everyone and their mum calling it OP, but I don't make the calls on balance. I can only bring attention to it. That aside, we're always monitoring how war bonds actually end up being used. So the biggest scare factor right now is that potentially we could have a nerf on the Coyote, which I believe nobody actually wants. For me, it's probably one of my favorite weapons to boot at the moment, with it being the first ever incendiary round.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this, chat. If they nerf that assault rifle, I'm gonna be very disappointed in that. Like 100%. And if they nerf the spear gun, because that thing does do a lot of damage too, I guess, especially to bots. But let's get back onto the video.
Rifle, this is a big one, and hopefully we don't get the nerf come through, but it does look like they are definitely looking into it. Let me know your opinions on the AR, the Coyote, and whether it is you think it's OP or not. Please don't nerf my baby. Please don't nerf it. In other news, though, some people have been asking about the spear gun and wondering what the AP values are, as there's not really been any info on it. And Jojo has secured that the spear rifle is at an AP5, which is actually really helpful because this thing is an absolute beast. I've been running the Coyote with the spear gun and a hover pack, and I have just been enjoying my time tenfold. If you've not used it yet, you need to. I'm on my second video saying this, chat. I'm not messing around. It's such a good loadout. Moving on from that, though, there's been quite a few bugs, and we've had some responses coming from the community managers just recently. This first one states right here, asking Mitchimus if the generation glitch or if it's a brand new feature that cave nests for the Terminids can have bug holes generated on the ceiling. Apparently, that's where they're popping up now. It was a really bad image, but you can see...
Dude, I'm just gonna say, if I saw that, I would honestly be having like a fucking mental breakdown on that. Like 100, honest to God.
On the ceiling, there is a lovely little bug hole that you, well, are not going to really be able to take out without a grenade launcher or grenade pistol. Hilarious, but yeah, that seems to be the case. Apparently, what Mitchimus is stating to that one is that it does seem like a kind of cool glitch, and asked them to report it in the Arrowhead Zendesk. So fingers crossed that won't be happening for much longer, because that is a really bad design. How it ended up there, though, I actually have no idea. Another one that we had was in regards to status effects, and somebody stated, I know y'all got more important stuff on your plate right now, but the status effect fix from a few months ago really did a number on fire, gas, and arc weapons. Are there any plans to restore them to their former glory, which I believe we would all absolutely love, especially with the Coyote coming into play? But Jojo states right here, I actually talked to some designers about this yesterday. We're looking into what the fix did to the balance of those weapons, especially, say, the de-escalator, which, yes, is genuinely needed. The de-escalator, for me, wasn't overly overpowered, but it was quite an enjoyable way of dealing with crowd control. Unfortunately, though, right now, it doesn't seem to be working as intended, so fingers crossed that they genuinely do fix that one. And some really funny, informative pieces on the Reddit right now, as somebody actually...
I'm just gonna say this shit. I need to get that jetpack because it's really, really good. Like, dude, literally is safe-ish. I mean, unless it comes to the flying units, then he's probably gonna fucking die. But I definitely need to get that.
Put up a hilarious clip that some of you guys may not have known you can do with the Dragon Roaches. You can actually block the Dragon Roach's breath with a ballistic shield. These guys right here managed to cover one person so they could fire off a quasar. Absolutely brilliant tactic. I can't believe that genuinely works, but yes, if you want to go ahead...
Dude, what the fuck? That's actually so smart. Hang on, rewind. Hang on, wait. Hang on, that's...
Brilliant tactic.
Dude, what the fuck? That actually can work? Oh my god. Okay, I have to try that now after this. Hang on, hold the phone. I'm gonna have to try this now. Okay.
Breath. And as a funny clip to pop towards the end, and a little bit of love for the creator of it, DJ Chats, this is right here, a Hellbond Trebuchet for the Dragon Roach. An amazing clip, and it must have taken a little while, but well done to you. That one is cracking. Nonetheless, though, we're going to take a look at your top comments from the previous video as we went over quite a few things just yesterday with regards to the game, including some massive changes, a decrypted message that actually went through inside of the Discord from a weird hidden event that they had actually set up. It was quite a good watch, so if you want to go and check it out, links down in the description or head over to the channel. We post up every single day. And we also talk about the fact that the gloom is shrinking, which is nothing but positive vibes, right? I mean, it's got to be positive vibes. So let's take a look at what it is you had to say.
Dude, chat, the gloom is finally shrinking. That means we're finally going to be able to go back and take our planets that the bugs took. That's going to be hell. After we're fucking fighting like 3 worm gods at once and a fucking flying one. That's going to be fun.
Right here states, mechs should have a handle on the back for allies to ride on the back and use their sidearm to cover their backs. Now, I actually think this would be such a brilliant move. For me personally, the mechs are really underused, and I think this brand new cave system and the way that the dragon roaches play out has genuinely brought mechs out of their shell quite a lot more and made them a lot more viable. So I would absolutely love to have a handle on the back and have a helldiver just hanging off the edge, shooting their sidearm would be hilarious. Could you imagine that with an ultimatum? Big booms everywhere. Next up, we have this one right here that states, there are people using resupply pods impacting Hive Lords and tracking their movement on the map, almost like Jaws movies and The Boys. Now, this is genuinely so damn clever, and I believe they will probably end up making it so that you can't do that. But yet, if you put a resupply pod on top of a Hive Lord, obviously the resupply pod locates and tracks around the map so you can see exactly where it is. So if it's moving, well, naturally it will move. A very clever aspect and something I didn't expect to see Helldivers actually do. But yeah, you can genuinely...
I want to be honest with you. That's actually a smart idea. Okay, we're going to have to try that now too. Especially for some of you guys that are having issues. It's just good to track that thing. Because it's literally underground and it's just you can't fucking do anything against it. Unless, you really dedicate on taking it out. Which I have been trying to do that. And I've also seen when people do not care about the objectives, it's quite literal chaos. Yeah, not fun.
Really do it, so feel free to go ahead and let me know if you do manage to pull that one off. And finally, this one states right here, highly enjoying the new Warbond. Coyote and Speargun are goated, but the main gotta fix the bugs, especially with objectives. I've done 3 nuke nursery missions, and 2 of them became impossible because the nuke would get stuck on the ceiling, making it impossible to complete the mission. The new expansion is super fun, but it gets bogged down by things like this. Now, this is absolutely the case. I have seen quite a few problems happening just recently with regards to this, and for me, myself, I've done the nuke nursery missions, and one of them will always be inside of the cave, and if you pull it down, it will generally land on top of the actual cave structure. Is really annoying and so damn not helpful. We've managed to sometimes pull off getting me up there to be able to utilize the nuke nursery, but it's not seeming to be a easy venture. Maybe if you've got a hover pack, you can just jump up there at one stage, but it takes some time to achieve, that's for sure. So if they could fix that one, it's definitely needed. Even then, at the moment, I recommend probably just even taking it out of rotation because it is extremely broken. Nonetheless, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. If you want to feature on the next video for the top comments, make sure you put something relative to this video in the comment section below. The top voted will make its way into the next one. So thanks again for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.
All right, well, I think that was very informative, chat, from that right there, because holy shit, I didn't even know that right there. But hang on, where was that one I was watching? It was like, oh wait, hang on, I have it, because I did watch a little bit of it, and I wanted to save the rest of it for chat, because it was talking about how Pokemon Emerald, since we are doing that one thing, hang on, Pokemon, what the fuck? No, hang on, I'll just do that. And this was like talking about Pokemon Emerald though. This was the other one. I was like, what the fuck? So Pokemon Emerald, as I immediately misspell it. So this one's actually really, really interesting. And this was talking about how Pokemon Emerald, like, these are glitches that are basically legal to do in there. And you're like, what? Yeah, so if you play Pokemon Emerald, you're able to do like some crazy shit, but here we go.
When it comes to Pokemon, Everyone seems
This
to have
one is really crazy. I was like, wait, hang on. You can do all this stuff and you can actually use their official licensed item at the same time. And guess what? It is perfectly legit. That is insane. That is so fucking insane. I can't even believe that's actually a thing. But let's get into this though.
opinions on which generations they think are good or bad, but it's hard not to at least acknowledge that for the past 2 decades, Gen 3 has remained an especially
Also, we
strong
have to
one.
give them a subscribe.
Sorry, IGN. If you've seen my content before, you know that I usually preface a video by calling a game broken. But in the case of Pokemon Emerald, I don't think I've ever covered a game that has been reverse engineered to the degree that this game has. Arbitrary code execution has been possible in Emerald for the last 10 years, but as of 2025, it's been perfected to an exact science. Would you like to have infinite items? Spawn starters from other regions? Encounter mythicals? How about change Pokemon you already own into shinies without altering their stats or making them illegal? These sound like Game Shark or Action Replay codes, but no. All you need to perform what I'm going to teach in this video is a Pokemon Emerald cartridge and 0 outside tools. Oh, and yeah, they work on emulator too. This is going to be a big one, so get comfortable.
Yeah, chat. I may want to try that on emulator now just to see if it actually does work. Cause I'm like, there's no fucking way this is gonna work. But it's
time to
crazy.
break.
It's crazy.
Pokemon Emerald. Funding for this video was provided by NordVPN. Listen, I know I don't have to tell you what a VPN is or what it's used for. You already know they can let you proxy into a different part of the world to access
NordVPN. Get this.
Guarantee
There
this
you
glitch
go.
video first in order to make use
Much
of
better.
Ace, and by extension the most powerful glitches available. We need to first finish the game. Huh. You know, that sounds a bit backwards now that I say it out loud. This is not a glitch video on Ruby or Sapphire. We're talking about Emerald exclusively. And the reason for that is that Emerald has something that no other Generation 3 games have. The Battle Frontier. If you've never heard of this, it's essentially Pokemon DLC before Pokemon DLC. The Battle
You know what? I fucking hate that. That's actually that is actually DLC before it came DLC. But I did like the Battle Frontier. So this is where they first did this. So I kind of like that. So wow. It all started from Pokemon Emerald. God fucking damn it. Fuck.
Frontier is a physical location in Emerald that you unlock after defeating the Elite Four and Champion, and serves as additional post-game content for Generation 3. It contains 7 different buildings with 7 different battling mechanics, and is really quite experimental and unique for the Pokemon franchise. Now to be clear, this video is not about the Battle Frontier, and in fact, we won't even be spending much time there, but we do need to at least access it in order to set up the Ace trigger. So yeah, completing the main story in this game is going to be required in this video in order to do the coolest glitches. But don't worry, I'll have some fun non-Ace stuff to show off along the way as well.
But he literally turns into a little
We hop out of
Jesus with the
truck,
fucking
go talk
bike.
to
What
May
the
in her
fuck?
house and hear her say, "Oh no, I was supposed to help my dad catch some wild Pokemon," and then watch her immediately get on her computer to play The Sims. Oh, wait, sorry. This was 2005. I mean to play The Sims. Back outside, we encounter Professor Birch and
God damn it, chat. We go back in
Normally,
full
this would be
circles
a
and it's
major
always The
decision that would
Sims. What
impact
the
the
fuck?
composition of our party for the entire playthrough. But later on, we're going to use glitches to get all 3 starters anyway. So just pick whichever one you like best without fear of missing out on the other 2. Next, we proceed to Petalburg and talk to our father Norman before meeting Wally and escorting him into the grass to catch his Ralts. Funny thing about this encounter, by the way, Wally is scripted to always tackle twice before throwing a Pokeball, and the wild Ralts will only know Growl at this level. But if the Zigzagoon the game generates for Wally has an especially high attack stat, and the wild Ralts he encounters has an especially low defense stat, it's actually possible for him to accidentally KO the Ralts and never get the opportunity to throw a Pokeball in the first place. At which point the battle ends, and the same dialogue plays as if he caught it, so despite looking a bit silly, the outcome is the same regardless. There's no real reliable way to trigger this glitch aside from reloading and trying over and over, but if you'd like to see this happen in your game for yourself, good luck.
Dude, that's
The
so
chance of
funny right
rolling
there. You're
requires
just like, hi,
calculation.
you're just like, hi, I'm gonna capture you. You're gonna be my friend, and then you just kill him. It's like, oh shit, yeah, you're still with me. That's basically to summarize that encounter if that were to happen. That's crazy. That's so fucking.
For this to occur
Wait, hang on.
is actually less likely than the chance of the Ralts Wally encounters being shiny.
Oh, dude, you know, like I honestly, Yeah, dude, if I saw that, I would honestly be fucking pissed. Like, shit will be fucking flying. Like, dead ass. If that were to happen, I'll be like, oh, he gets a shiny and I don't. Wow, okay.
Are you kidding me? He found a shiny Ralts!
Before leaving this route, we
Yeah,
also catch a Ralts
that's
for
basically
ourselves,
it.
not to use, but as a
But
glitch setup for
more
later.
stuff flying.
In fact, it has to remain a Ralts. So rather than adding it to the party, we stick it in the PC to make sure it doesn't evolve. Next, I catch a second Ralts to actually keep and use in the party. This second one isn't required, but we do need to build a party of some sort, and I just personally like Gardevoir. Wait, not like that, not like that! Next we do some stuff with Team Aqua and
Yo,
Howard
what the
Woods.
fuck?
Yawn, we've all played
What
this game
the
before.
fuck was that?
Head into Rustboro,
Bro,
like
what?
that! Next we do some stuff with
Bro, what the fuck? They actually have a okay, you know what? I don't I don't even want to know. This is fuck, I honestly cannot blame like the past generation because the past generation gave us Pokemon. God fucking damn it. Fuck, okay. You know what? I'm just going to be conflicted on this one for a while. God damn it.
Team Aqua and Petalburg Woods. Yawn, we've all played this game before. Head into Rustboro and defeat Roxanne for the Stone Badge. 1 down, 7 to go. When we leave the gym, we have another Team Aqua encounter and save Mr. Briney's Wingull, as well as collect the stolen Devon goods to return to the Devon Corp president. Not only is this a required step in order to progress the game's story, but we'll need to return to talk to the president later in order to set up future glitches, so this is especially important in our playthrough. With that done, we cash in our brownie points with Briney to borrow his boat and reach Dewford, where we challenge and defeat Brawly for the Knuckle Badge. That makes 2, 6 remaining. Before leaving Dewford, we collect the Old Rod and use it to catch a Magikarp to ultimately evolve into Gyarados, so we'll have a way to navigate water. Next we find Steven in Dewford Cave in order to deliver a letter on behalf of the Devon Corp president, then sail to Slateport to deliver the Devon goods on behalf of the Devon Corp president, because apparently all we do is run errands for Corpos now. This game is getting too close to real life, I'm gonna crash out. But before that happens, Archie, the leader of Team Aqua, shows up and calls all his employees simps.
Yeah, you know, actually that's crazy. That's where this work kicked off from. Yeah. I actually did check on that and I'm like, oh, it all came from Pokemon simps. That's literally where it came from. Okay. The fact that they use that in the game is quite insane. It's kind of funny, not gonna lie on that.
That's not an edit, by the way. He really says that.
Yeah,
That we make our way to
I really
Marlville
wish I
and
could
battle
edit that
Watson
out
for our
too.
third badge, the Dynamo Badge. 5 left. Before leaving the city, we go west to Route 117 to catch a Volbeat, which is actually possible to encounter in Emerald version. It's just an extremely rare 1% spawn. Much like the Ralts we caught before, we need to put this Pokemon in the PC for now, but since Volbeat can't evolve, there's no risk of accidentally ruining it for its intended purpose later. Also, I know you're already deep into this video and have only seen one glitch so far, but a lot of this stuff just takes a lot of prep, so bear with me. The cool glitches are coming.
But you said they were on their way like 3 hours ago. If I don't get pictures soon, I'm going to pass out.
Next we head north through Fall Arbor Town to catch a Skarmory in order to have a flying Pokemon, then pass through Meteor Falls to have our first encounter with Team Magma and its leader, Maxie. Maxie's trying to force the volcano in Hoenn to erupt because he thinks it will get views on TikTok. So now we have to ride the cable car to the crater of the volcano.
God damn it. You know, unfortunately, I honestly feel like that would work. And on Twitter. I still refuse to call it X. A lot of people are saying you should call it its proper name. Yes. No, we're not doing that.
Before he becomes the next Charlie D'Amelio. With climate disaster delayed for another day, we can finally reach Lava Ridge Town and battle Flannery for the Heat Badge. 4 down, 4 to go. After collecting the Heat Badge, we can return to Petalburg to challenge Norman. But before we do so, check this out. If we return to Old L Town, there will be a Pokemart worker standing to the left of this house. When we talk to him, he leads us upwards by 7 tiles to the Pokemart and then gives us a potion. Or at least, he's supposed to. If there are at least 30 different items in the first tab of our bag when we talk to this NPC, and none of those items are potions, there will be no room to hold the potion when he offers it to us. When that happens, the game will not remove the flag for this NPC event, but also knows that it's already been triggered once. So if at this point we walk to the north just enough to trigger the transition to a new route, then back down again, but not so far north as to unload the NPC, he will remain in the position near the mart, but the game will now try to play the NPC event in full when we talk to him. In other words, he will lead us to the north 7 more tiles, through the wall of the Pokemart, and into the trees. At this point, we are obviously out of bounds, And if we had been led
Bro, he just left them in the trees. Damn, that's fucks.
even one more
I
tile to
can't.
the north, this
You know
would
what,
be a soft lock.
I
since
actually
these
would
tree
do that, not
tiles were
gonna lie.
walkable
It's
in
like,
either
I'm just gonna
direction.
leave you in the trees. Goodbye.
Thankfully, we can escape by walking down one tile, since there's an empty tile to the south, but then we'll be unable to enter the trees again to continue the loop with the NPC further. This is purely a graphical glitch with no real advantage, but could be fun to save your game at this point in the trees on official hardware just to get someone's reaction. Plus, this is one of the few no-clip glitches that can be executed on any Gen 3 Hoenn game. It works on every copy of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and in every region. Alright, back on track. We challenge and defeat Norman for the Balance Badge, placing us over halfway through the game, then collect the HM for Surf from Wally's father in order to proceed ahead. Surfing from Mauville allows us to reach Route 119, and after a brief hangout with Team Aqua at the Weather Institute,
You know, it's crazy too. I honestly don't. Hang on, like, we gotta check this later on, or maybe a chatter can check this. But I honestly feel like they did not have these people, like the admins in the game, like Aqua admin, so and so, or team. You know, I honestly don't remember them. Like, I don't think I saw them in the remake versions of it. So. And that's crazy too, because they have like the design too, and they could have worked off of it. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
we're given the gift Pokemon, Cast Form. Adding this Pokemon to our arsenal is extremely important because it allows us to do with Cast Form what every experienced player should.
Oh no. Oh, okay, yeah.
Next, we
Yeah,
have
that's about right.
defeat Winona not only for the Feather Badge, but also for the ability to fast travel using Fly. 2 badges left. From here, we make our way southeast to reach Lily Cove, where we can't proceed further until we surf to the south to climb Mount Pyre. While we're here, we catch a Shuppet, the final Pokemon we need to throw in the PC for later for our Ace setup. At the peak, we again battle Archie to make Team Aqua run away, and then collect the Magma emblem from this old lady. This grants access to the Team Magma hideout at the volcano. There's not much to this place, and we meet Maxie at the end, who awakens Groudon, something that I'm sure won't have consequences later. At this point, we can visit the shipyard at Slateport to see Team Aqua steal a submarine from Captain Stern. This opens up the Team Aqua hideout in the north of Lily Cove, which, much like the Team Magma hideout, is relatively short, but this is also the location where the player finds the game's one and only freely given Master Ball. We want to make sure to pick this up, so that we can duplicate infinite
Yeah, we're
copies
definitely gonna have to
later
write
on.
that down.
Next, we take the
Not
path
to
the
do
east of
this,
Lily
but
Cove,
like just to
allowing
have
us to
it.
surf to
I'm gonna,
Moss Deep
I'm gonna
battle
play this
Team
game legit,
Liza
chat.
for the
Trust
Mind
me.
Badge. Only one left. We then find Steven at the Moss Deep Space Center and help him prevent Team Magma from stealing literal rocket fuel.
Jesus Christ.
As a reward for our help, Steven gives us the HM for Dive. With the ability to explore underwater, we track down Team Aqua and the stolen submarine to an area known as Seafloor Cavern. We need to complete this dungeon in order to proceed on with the story, but we can perform another minor glitch here as well. In Hoenn, you can dive freely on any tile with dark blue water like this, and once you're underwater, you can resurface at any time by pressing B. If we specifically dive on this route, south of Moss Deep, we find the Seafloor Cavern a few tiles up and to the left. The entrance to this underwater cave works just like any cave entrance does on the mainland, meaning that physically stepping onto it triggers a new area to load. But what makes this particular cave unique isn't even anything related to the cave itself. It's what's found above it. Because it isn't water tiles on the surface above this cave, it's a boulder.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Obviously, this big
God
rock was
damn
never
it.
meant to be a place
I
the
hate
player
that.
should stand. But when you enter a cave entrance, there is exactly one frame in which the player is standing inside the entrance tile and before the area transition has occurred. So we can swim into the entrance of Seafloor Cavern and then press B, frame perfectly, on the exact frame the player character stops moving, to trigger the pop-up asking if we want to resurface. Since we are now underneath the rock above us, when we resurface, we will appear inside of the rock, no longer riding on our surfing Pokemon, since the tile we're standing on is not a water tile. Now we can move south one tile to escape the rock, and because it was never meant to be possible to stand there in the first place, the game doesn't bother to check to see if we should be surfing. Now we can Chris Angel Mind Freak anywhere we want in the ocean, walking on water. You can fight trainers, encounter wild Pokemon, even ride your bike while cosplaying Jesus, and none of those things will break the glitch. Weirdly,
Bro, I
you
can't
can't
cosplaying
use a fishing
Jesus. What the
rod while
fuck?
walking on water, nor can you walk back onto land. So the only way to turn the glitch off is to find a deep section of the water again to dive and resurface properly, or to fly or teleport to a Pokemon Center. After having our fun breaking the laws of physics, we find the stolen submarine and track down Archie, who's in the process of awakening Kyogre. And with both legendaries awake at the same time, we now have a major problem. You see, Groudon refuses to take a bath, but Kyogre thinks he's really stinky. Awkward, am I right, chat? Ugh, that is not going in the video. We serve to Setopolis to find the two legendaries fighting in the middle of the city, and Wallace the champion tells us to go find Rayquaza. In Pokemon Emerald,
Rayquaza.
Sky
It's
Pillar doesn't have a
Rayquaza,
cracked
not
floor that you have to
Rayquaza. What
bike
the
over on
fuck?
your first visit. So reaching the top is profoundly easy this time, but we will have to play the dexterity minigame with the Mach Bike when we come back later. After awakening the Green Dragon, he flies to Setopolis and tells Groudon and Kyogre to shut up and go back to sleep, meaning the climate crisis is averted and we can finally challenge Juan, the final gym leader, for the Rain Badge. That's 8 out of 8 badges. Time for the Elite Four. We scale the waterfall to Evergrande, make our way through Victory Road, and then defeat Sydney, Phoebe, Glacia, Drake, and finally, Wallace himself, to take our place as the champion of Hoenn. The game may now be finished, but we are just getting started. When we return to the Slateport shipyard as the Hoenn champion, we can now take the SS title to the Battle Frontier, meaning that we now have access to challenge the 7 Frontier Brains and their unique battle systems, but more importantly for us, we can now begin executing major glitches. So what is so special
Alright,
about
let's
the
break
Battle
the
Frontier when
game.
it comes to glitches?
Hehe.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. As I said at the very beginning of the video, the Battle Frontier only exists in Emerald version, and that exclusivity is also likely why this oversight was missed by the QA team at Game Freak. Whenever you initiate one of the challenges in the Frontier, an NPC usually asks you to select some sort of team, and then to save your game before the challenge begins. But in the Battle Tower specifically, we get asked to save twice, with a second yes/no prompt happening in the middle of the save process. This means that whenever we challenge the Battle Tower, we have the ability to save certain elements of the in-game save file without saving others. If we store a Pokemon in the PC and save the game with a full proper save from the pause menu, then withdraw that Pokemon from the PC, we will then be able to initiate a challenge at the Battle Tower, select a team, then the NPC will say, "Before entering a battle room, the progress must be saved. Is this okay?" We then select yes. The game will save the current Pokemon in our party, but the save will then get interrupted by the second prompt, which states, "Would you like to save the game?" If rather than making a choice here, we simply shut off the game entirely with the power switch, when we load back in, our game will be in a state where the Pokemon in our party were saved, but the Pokemon in the PC were not. That means the game remembers that we withdrew something from the PC, so it's in our party. But the save process never made it far enough to update the PC data. In other words, we just cloned a Pokemon. And for those of you playing on emulator,
Crazy part is that's
yes,
perfectly
it works the
legit.
same
That's
for you
insane.
too. Since everything we just did occurs on original cartridge with no outside tools, and the Pokemon that can be cloned with this glitch are all legitimate, originating from authentic hardware, there is no way for Nintendo to detect these Pokemon as being illegal. A cloned Pokemon is perfectly identical to its original copy in every way, and can therefore be transferred up through succeeding generations, all the way to Pokemon Home and modern Pokemon games, all while keeping its legitimacy. Check it out. This is an authentic shiny Charizard that I soft reset for on my copy of Fire Red. Using the Battle Tower saving glitch to clone it as many times as I want, I can now transfer those clones upward through Pokemon Bank and into Pokemon Home in order to have infinite shiny Charizards in every future Pokemon game, forever. Now to be clear, shutting off the power to a console during a save process always has the ability to corrupt your save data, so normally I would not advise this, but this is a special case. The oversight that occurs with the Battle Tower in which we get asked if we want to save the game twice pauses the saving process, meaning that for Pokemon Emerald, in this one instance, there's no risk. As long as you see the yes/no prompt on screen when you shut off the power, you will never corrupt your save data, because the game is never saving while that prompt is on screen. If you're really paranoid about it, on physical hardware you can use the soft reset button combination of A, B, select, and start all at the same time, instead of flipping the power switch. The console is smart enough to know that it shouldn't reset itself while save data is being written, so you'll see that even when I intentionally mistime the button combo to occur while the game's saving, it waits for the process to complete before actually resetting. Meaning that it's impossible to corrupt your save data through soft resetting. Even if you do it in the middle of a save, soft resetting is always safe. With the ability to play God, it's time to finally make use of those 3 Pokemon we caught earlier that have been sitting idle in the PC.
And it's crazy too because I got like only one of them. I feel like maybe I should go back and no, I'm not doing that. I mean it is it wrong to do this? No, not really. No, you know you can get infinite shiny Charizards, so I honestly feel like that cancels out. I honestly feels like it does.
First, we fly back to Rustboro and talk to the president of Devoncorp to collect the experience share, then head into this building to the right of the gym. Here we can perform an
Wait, hang on. Wait.
trade with this
Hang on, wait a minute. Also, hi Squirrel, hello, how are you? Wait, hang on. Is that where you get that? Wait, so they did at the oh my fucking God damn it. Okay, I have to go back now and do that. Okay, next playthrough on Monday, or on Friday. I gotta go on there and actually get that, because holy shit, I did not know that it was there. Holy fuck, man. I must have missed it. When did you get access to that? Like, there's either like 2 options right there. You finish the game, or you give the letter to Steve. You know, hang on, I'm actually gonna check that like after. Well, not after stream, but I'm gonna check this like on Monday, because god damn it. But I hope you're having a good day, Squirrel.
NPC named Kobe. That's not a joke or anything, that's really his name. Trading the Ralts we called at the beginning of the video for a C-Dot named Dots. Next we fly to Fortree City and perform another in-game trade with this NPC in the building north of the Pokemon Center, exchanging the Volbeat we called earlier for a Plusle named Pluses. After finishing this trade, we make our way west to the berry patch just outside the city in order to pick the Pomegg berries found here. The final step is to fly to Lily Cove, where we have the move deleter delete all of Plusle's moves so that only Growl remains. Then go to the Lily Cove department store and buy several HP ups. We now have everything we need. Let's talk about how to execute Ace.
What the fuck? A quite literal question mark. Like, bro, that's like the thing from Gravity Falls. Question the question mark. Holy shit, what the fuck?
In order to trigger the most powerful glitches in Pokemon Emerald, we need to intentionally corrupt the game's memory in a very controlled and calculated way. The problem with this is we're playing a Pokemon game. Almost everything in this game is randomly generated, from the stats of your starter all the way down to your trainer ID and secret ID, the latter of which we have no way of even calculating without outside tools. So we first need to create a control so that we know what numbers we're working with. That's where Dots the C-Dot and Pluses the Plusle come in. Unlike every other method of obtaining Pokemon in this game, in-game trades from NPCs always have exact fixed stats. No matter what file you're playing on, the dots and pluses you trade for in your game will be perfectly identical to the dots and pluses I trade for in mine. Knowing that, we can create a memory corruption setup that works reliably and, here's the key, works the same for everyone. But unfortunately, the stats of dots, while close, aren't exactly what we need. We need to train him a little first, and boy do I mean a little. This is the part you are most likely to mess up, so watch this very carefully, multiple times if you need to, and don't do anything in your own game until you fully understand the entire process. Mess this up, and you will likely have to start a new save file to get a fresh, unmodified dots to try again. I'm sure most of you watching know this already, but a Pokemon's stats are broken into 2 different categories. Individual values, shortened to IVs, which represent unchangeable qualities assigned to that Pokemon when it was originally generated, and effort values, shortened to EVs, which represent changeable qualities the Pokemon gain through training or vitamins. The issue is there's no way to check these 2 values independently. If you open a Pokemon summary screen and check their stats, the numbers you see are the result of an algorithm combining the Pokemon's IVs and EVs together, modifying those numbers by the Pokemon's level, and doing a whole lot of rounding. I say all that to say, we need to train our dots so specifically as to change the EVs that make up half of its stats, but it will look like nothing is changing from the summary screen. We have to keep track of it in our heads. Right now, Dots has 0 EVs in everything because he's never been in a battle. We need to give him exactly 17 HP EVs and 6 attack EVs. We can skip ahead a bit by first giving him a single HP up, which grants 10 EVs and HP. And while we could switch train dots to gain the remaining EVs, the experience share will make this process a lot easier. Give dots the
Yes, I am aware that I missed it, chat. I'm fully aware now that I fucking missed it because I'm just speed running now. Okay, I've learned from my mistake. I want to go over there, get that, and make my job easier. Because Jesus Christ, just going back and forth switching Pokemon left and right is not fun. It is not fucking fun whatsoever.
the XP share to hold, and then whenever another Pokemon in your party gets a kill, both it and Dots will get an EV point based on the Pokemon species. In order to give Dots the proper EV values, we need to give him 1 HP up, then give him the EXP share, and then KO exactly 7 Whismur, exactly 6 Poochyena, and nothing else. Also, not that I think this will come up for most of you, but Dots holding the Macho Brace or having Pokerus will double the rate at which he gains EVs, so we want to make sure neither of those are anywhere close to him, or the numbers we're calculating will get all screwed up. After giving Dots the single HP up, we fly to Verdanturf to KO 7 Whismur, carefully counting as we go, then fly to Oldale to KO 6 Poochyena, making sure to run whenever we encounter something else. If you accidentally KO one too many, or the wrong Pokemon species, there are berries that you can feed Dots to lower his EVs back to 0, but they're really hard to come by, so don't mess up. Once you hit the proper numbers in your head, take the EXP share off of Dots and save the game. Next, we need to clone several copies of both Dots and Pluses using the Battle Tower glitch from earlier, then arrange them in the second box in the PC, alternating, and on these specific rows. This will give us the highest likelihood of the memory corruption glitch we're about to execute, giving us a favorable result. Remember, the Dots clones all need to have exactly 17 HP EVs and 6 attack EVs, and the Pluses clones all need to only know the move Growl. Beyond that, the levels don't matter. While we're in the PC, we move every Pokemon we want to keep to box 14. The glitch we're about to trigger will corrupt everything in the first few boxes of the PC, so the later the box number they're in, the safer they will be. So, how do we corrupt memory exactly? Why, with Shuppet, of course. To start off, we
You know, I find that ironic that it has to be a ghost Pokemon. That is so funny. God damn it, I
need to give
can't. I
Shuppet
fucking
HP ups
can't with
until it
that.
gains at least 1 HP. If it's even, keep giving it HP ups until it becomes odd. It has to be an odd number. Next, we need to let a Pokemon faint and move it to the first slot in the party, and Shuppet into the second. There should only be one other Pokemon in your party, and it should be in the third slot. Now, we encounter a wild Pokemon, and send out the Shuppet because our first Pokemon is fainted. We use the move Curse to cut Shuppet's HP in half, then run from the battle, and encounter another Pokemon. We use Curse again, having Shuppet's HP a second time, leaving it with only 1 HP since we made sure that it had an odd HP stat. Save the game here. After this, we get in a third encounter, swap out to our third healthy Pokemon, and then run from the battle. The next step is to deposit the healthy Pokemon in box 14 in the PC to keep it safe, so that we only have a fainted Pokemon and a 1 HP Shuppet in our party. Now we can feed Shuppet one of the Palm Egg berries we picked, which reduce HP EVs by 10. Since we gave Shuppet HP ups earlier, reducing the EVs will take away points of HP from Shuppet, reducing the 1 HP it has to 0, meaning that we now have a party of all fainted Pokemon, but haven't whited out. When we encounter a wild Pokemon at this point, the game realizes that the first 2 party members are fainted, but remembers that we last switched out to a healthy Pokemon in the third slot. However, that Pokemon is in the PC now, so when it tries to send it out, this happens. This is Decamark. If you've ever seen Missing No, the glitch Pokemon from Gen 1, Decamark is essentially the same thing for Gen 3. He exists in the game file so the game doesn't crash when a Pokemon number is accidentally called that exists outside of the national dex, but he doesn't actually do anything. In fact, if we were to try to attack with him, we would instantly white out. Instead, we check our party, open the summary screen of a Pokemon, and then back out. This causes all sorts of glitchy behavior when we return to the party list, including the ability to hold up and scroll upward outside of the limits of where our party Pokemon are stored and into other elements of in-game data, corrupting it as we pass it by. We want to hold up for around 5 to 6 seconds here, at which point we will have reached the location in memory where the first few boxes of the PC are stored, passing over the arrangement of clones we have stored in box 2 with their very precisely allocated stats. Now we can back out of the party menu to return to the battle, and select either fight or run to white out and return to the Pokemon Center. When we check the PC, the 2 rows of dots and pluses in box 2 will have corrupted their data into each other, mostly into bad eggs. But with any luck, at least one of them will just say egg. And when we open the summary, it will be in a nest ball and have Pokerus. This is the ideal outcome, but you're unlikely to get it on your first try. If you don't see this exact type of egg, reset to your previous save and repeat the last few steps over again. This part is expected to take a few tries, but if you keep doing it over and over and keep getting a different kind of egg that doesn't have a nest ball or doesn't have Pokerus, then chances are the EVs of your dots clone are incorrect. In which case... The glitch we just performed is known as Glitzer Popping, discovered by the Pokemon speedrunner Worster in 2014, and if you're curious, the name means absolutely nothing. He made
Wait,
it up.
what?
So,
Wait, what the fuck? You just made the name up? It literally has no meaning whatsoever? Okay.
what you gonna call it?
Oh my god,
I'm
of
gonna
course they got
call
this one.
him
Fuck.
Glitzer
Accurate.
Popping.
Fucking accurate.
Okay, he's your baby.
We now possess the holy grail of glitches in Emerald version, and this little egg is going to be the catalyst for everything moving forward. But before hatching it, we need to do some cleanup. First, we have a ton of bad eggs, and glitchy, corrupted C-Dot and Plusle clones in our PC that we need to get rid of. Bad eggs can't be released, but we can get rid of them.
Midnight,
through what is
hello,
known
how
as the
are
reverse
you? How
cloning
you
glitch.
going? What's up,
The name is pretty
legends? What's
self-explanatory.
up,
We return to the
Midnight?
battle
What's
tower
up?
in the Battle Frontier and perform the steps of the cloning
We're
glitch,
just
but in
watching
reverse
right
order.
now
That means we
the
save
glitches
game
that
with
are
things we want to
basically
delete in our
completely
party,
legal for Pokemon
deposit them
Emerald,
into the
which
PC,
I'm gonna be
then
honest
talk
with
to
you,
the
I
NPC at the front
realized that we
desk,
missed
say
the
yes to the first
EXP shard,
prompt, and
which
solve
I am
yourself
very
the second.
disappointed on because I think that's
When we
probably early
reload,
story.
the contents
And
of our
yeah.
party will have been saved,
Why are you watching glitches?
deleting the
Why
bad eggs
aren't
we were
you
holding,
watching
but not
glitches?
allowing the PC data
Midnight?
to save from where we deposited them.
Well, it's because I may want to
repeat this
try
a few
one of those
times to clear out
glitches
all the
because we
bad
are
data,
playing
so
Pokemon
that we were
Emerald,
left
and I'm
with a
like,
healthy PC,
and this
aside
did
from the
pop up on my
one
YouTube
very glitchy
algorithm, so
egg.
I was just like, you know what? Fuck
So,
it. Yeah,
What does this egg
let's go
actually do?
for it.
The
Will
code
I
we've
want to try
generated
one of
and
them
forced into the
out?
shape of a
Maybe,
Pokemon egg is a
maybe.
payload that upon
It's gonna be
hatching
one of them I want to
redirects
try.
the game to the
It's gonna be
names
funny
of the
though.
boxes in your PC.
It's not
and
gonna be
tells
the
it
one
to
that's
run the
like,
box
oh, you
names
get
as
like
code,
unlimited shinies
despite
and
them
shit like that.
clearly
No,
being
not that
text.
one. This is, I'm
That
looking
means
at the
that
ones that are
hatching this egg
funny
will
as
do
fuck though.
absolutely
But
nothing
these are
unless we enter
completely
some
legit
hexadecimal
though.
code
They're
as the
completely
Pokemon
legit,
box
man.
names in our PC.
It's not
So,
like, oh my god, you're
do
doing
that.
something
Before
illegal
we
because
start,
it's
be sure to
completely
change the
legal because
wallpaper
it's,
of your
you
box
know,
1 to something
it's their
iconic
game,
so that you'll be able
so
to recognize it
they
as
can't say
box 1.
shit.
When we change all the PC box names, it's going to be really difficult to tell which is which, and you will appreciate having the first box being visually distinct to make finding it easier. And lastly, all of the codes we'll be entering require boxes 11 through 14.
But Midnight, you
to
gotta
have
be
no
watching. You
Pokemon
gotta
in
be
them.
watching these
So be sure to
two.
move everything we
If
put
I'm
in box
watching this,
14
you gotta
back
watch
to
them
box
all.
1 at this point.
Start watching
We won't be
Pokemon
doing any more
Diamond
memory
Pearl.
corruption, so they should be
We
safe.
might go to that one. Actually, that's a lie. I might
The
actually
first
play
code we'll be
Pokemon
entering
Platinum,
is
which is the
this,
best one.
which generates a glitch
Holy
Pokemon,
shit!
specifically species 0x410E,
Oh my god. Okay.
commonly referred to as stable ace.
ah,
Generating this will allow
okay.
us to run PC codes much faster and not rely
Okay.
on hatching these
I'm gonna be
buggy
honest with you.
eggs.
I honestly feel like
The text you need to
this
enter here
is kind of
case
crazy here.
sensitive, and even blank spaces count. So take your time with this.
Bro, it's
Whenever you
literally
see
the
a square,
exact
that
same. What
means
the
a blank
fuck?
space needs to be entered in that slot.
Man, that's
I just don't
that
really
is
have
so
a better way
fucking
to
beautiful.
convey
I
blank
love
space
that.
visually.
That is fucking
Physical
hot.
hardware and
That this
emulators
is the
sometimes
exact
execute
same
this
way.
text as
Holy
code
shit.
slightly differently. So if you're on emulator, first try the block on the left, and if that doesn't work for you, then try the block on the right instead, which has been designed with the inaccuracies of some emulators in mind. Also, I should state for the record that every code I'm going to be showing in this video is English specific. If your game is in English, regardless of region, they will work for you. But if your game is in another language, these won't work at all. Just don't even try.
I guess English,
Once
the
the lines
most
of code have
scuffed
been entered into
language of
PC
all
box
the
names,
languages in the
double-check that
whole
everything's been
world.
typed
That's why it
correctly,
works.
and
You're
if there are no
welcome.
Pokemon in
You're
boxes
welcome.
11 through
Entire
14.
world of
Once you're sure,
worlds. I
save
don't
the
know.
game, then take out the
My
payload
brain
egg
turned
we
off.
created and walk or ride the bike
I
until it
honestly
hatches.
don't. I'm
When
just
it
gonna
does
be.
so,
Cra-
you'll see
it's
this glitchy animation play
okay,
out.
dude. This is funny right here. You just get question. You get question mark. What the
And
fuck?
then it will ask if you want to give your question marks.
I
and it can
can't, dude.
say no.
Dude, oh
or the
my
game will
god.
crash.
You know which one I'm
Speaking
probably
of
gonna
crashing,
try?
if we open
It's
our
probably
Pokemon
gonna
party
be the
now,
one you
we'll see
just
that we have a
start
question
walking on
mark
water
here
like
too.
Jesus.
This
Holy
thing
shit!
is
What the fuck?
extremely unstable, and even looking at it,
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, hang on. You don't get questioning the question mark. You get whatever this is. It looks like a T with a penis. What the fuck? What the fuck? Or like actually no, that's exactly what it looks like. What the fuck? The fact that you could do this is insane. And this is on
Roll
the
call
Game Boy
should be
Advanced. Like, what the
At
fuck?
this point, the codes we entered as the PC
my
box
God.
names has already been executed. So this thing is purely
Chat,
a
let's
liability,
break.
and we need to get rid of it
Let's
ASAP.
break stuff. Let's
Switch it
go.
into the first slot in your party by moving another Pokemon into its space.
Oh
then
my
go to the
god.
PC
The
and
fact that it's
select
level
Deposit.
5 kills me.
Moving your cursor over
I
this
can't.
question mark Pokemon will also cause a crash, but Deposit opens the PC with your cursor already highlighting the first Pokemon in your party. So from here, we can press A and release it to get rid of it for good and avoid a crash. As I said, the only purpose of this first code we entered was to generate a new, more stable glitch Pokemon. And if we look at box 10, slot 19 in the PC, we find him. This is species 0X.
Bro literally came back. Holy shit, this guy, dude, the fucking thing did like a Team Rocket. Like, what the fuck? Prepare for trouble. Oh my god, I can't speak. Prepare for trouble and make it double. Like, holy shit, what the fuck? What the flying
And
fuck,
he is a
man?
much more friendly question mark.
And it's level 1
Not
too,
only
which
is it
is
safe to
kind
move the
of
cursor over
just
this one,
okay.
but it's
Yeah,
designed
you
to
know,
run our PC box names as
I
code
honestly
when we
think
check
level
its
5 is more
summary,
funny.
not when it hatches from an egg. In other
So
words, this is a
does
glitch
that mean
payload
can we
that is
fight
not
it?
only safe, it can be used over and over again, which is exactly what I plan to do with it.
Oh no, I
How
don't
about
like
we
that.
duplicate some items now? First, deposit everything you want to duplicate into the item storage of the PC. This can be held items, Pokeballs, berries, TMs, anything you'd like to have multiple copies of. But I highly recommend you at least deposit a Master Ball and a rare candy. We'll be using
Okay,
a ton
chat,
of
hear
those
me
very
out. I
soon.
might use the Master Ball, maybe
Once
like
you
a
have
rare
everything stored in
candy.
the
Hear
PC
me
that you
out,
wanna do,
okay?
Enter this code as the box names of your Pokemon storage in the PC. Once again, everything here is case sensitive, even the spaces matter, and is all exclusive to English copies of the game only. Just
Yeah,
like
because
before, the
English
code on
is
the
the
left
most
is for
scuffed
physical
language
hardware,
of all
and
the
if it isn't working for
languages.
you on emulator, try the one on the right. Once you think you have it all typed out correctly, save the game in case of a mistake, then view the summary of our new friend, Stable Ace. There's no need to linger on the screen, the glitch will have executed immediately, assuming the codes were typed out correctly. So to verify if it worked, we check the items in the PC now. Every item we deposited now shows $80 as the quantity stored, which, if you're curious, is actually over 65,000. If somehow even this isn't enough for you, simply open the summary of the glitch Pokemon again, and it will run the code again, setting the quantity back to $80 and allowing you to draw 65,000 all over again. Now that we have infinite items, why not put them to use? And I should clarify, the first code we entered that generated the Stable Ace Pokemon didn't just do that. It also gave us access to a legendary. If we go upstairs in a Pokemon Center, you'll see that a new NPC has been generated behind the desk on the left. And when we talk to him, he gives us the Eon Ticket. The Eon Ticket allows us to sail from Lily Cove to a new location called Southern Island, where we find either Latios or Latias as a static encounter. Considering that we have unlimited Master Balls, it's not a particularly challenging catch, and since we have unlimited rare candies, there's no reason not to level it to 100 right away. Well, if we can no longer fail to make a catch, I think it's time to go legendary hunting. If we return to Sky Pillar, we can now cross over the crumbling floors with a Mach Bike to reach the top, encounter Rayquaza, and immediately catch it with
Bro,
yet another.
holy shit, chat. I'm gonna literally crash out. He keeps saying Rayquaza. It's Rayquaza. Rayquaza, chat. It's fucking Rayquaza. I fucking can't with this shit. It's fucking Rayquaza. Not Rayquaza. Hang on. Like, fucking, Jesus Christ, hang on. Like, I'm gonna find this right now. Hang on.
Rayquaza. Rayquaza.
Chat, see literally what I fucking mean. He's literally saying this wrong on purpose just to tilt me. What the fuck, man? I can't. Rayquaza, not Rayquaza. I fucking can't, man. This. I fucking hate this guy.
Legendary Dragon. We could go get Groudon and Kyogre next, but I actually have a more impressive legendary duo in mind. There's a series of key items present on the Pokemon Emerald cartridge that can only be obtained through Mystery Gift. Since Generation 3 has no internet connectivity, those items could only be obtained by physically attending one of the rare Nintendo-sanctioned distribution events during the year of 2005, and so as a result, very few people were ever able to take advantage of them. But all the mystery gift events that took place at these physical in-person distributions never actually downloaded anything new to the cartridge. They just enabled items that were already present in the game files. So that means rather than relying on Nintendo to give us access to these items, we can do it ourselves with glitches. This first code enables access to the Mystic Ticket, and we need to enter these codes as our PC box names while standing specifically in the Pokemon Center in Mauville City. This set of codes works by triggering a glitch that changes the NPC dialogue of the man in the top left corner of this Pokemon Center into the text event that would have distributed the mystery gift at one of these Nintendo distributions in 2005. After entering these codes, we then check the summary of the stable Ace Pokemon we generated while standing inside the Mauville Pokemon Center to have the box names executed as game code and alter the NPC's dialogue. The text change of the NPC is temporary and is the reason we have to do this within the Pokemon Center in Mauville. Once we load a new area, this dialogue change returns to normal, so don't worry about anything in your game being permanently changed by this glitch. The Mystic Ticket is a key item that we will now always hold on this save file, and by using it, we can sail from Lily Cove Harbor to the exclusive island of Naval Rock, the location where we can catch both Ho-Oh and Lugia. They both catch instantly since we have infinite Master Balls, and both of them we take immediately to level 100 with rare candies. But Naval Rock is not the only area accessed with exclusive mystery gift tickets. Just as before, we can stand in the Mauville Pokemon Center to enter this code, which temporarily adjusts the NPC dialogue of the man in the top left, to the mystery gift event associated with Deoxys. Once these codes have been entered as the box names, we check the summary of our stable Ace Pokemon to execute it, and then talk to the man in the top left to be given the Aurora ticket. This item allows us to sail from Lily Cove to Birth Island, the location of Deoxys. One more Master Ball, and a few more rare candies, and it's another member of the party. But the most interesting use of these mystery gift glitches, in my opinion, is to obtain the Old Sea Map, the item associated with Mew, and a distribution that was only ever available in Japan. That means, despite the item existing in the game files of our English copy, no player has ever authentically been able to claim it. The code this time is a bit longer, but works the same way as the last two. We enter it in the Mauville Pokemon Center, check the summary of our good friend 0x410E, and then talk to the man in the top left to be given the Old Sea Map. This time, when we take the item to Lily Cove Harbor, the captain tells us that it's too far away and refuses to take us. But then Mr. Briny shows up and tells him to do his job and sail the damn ship. Faraway Island is still small, but it's the largest of all the mystery gift areas we've seen so far, having a little maze of trees on the outside and a mass of very tall grass on the inside, where Mew attempts to hide from us. We move throughout the grass to counter Mew, throw a Master Ball, and then level it to 100 with rare candies as the new and final member of the endgame team. With a full party, you might think we're done using glitches to catch Pokemon, but I have a promise I made at the beginning of the video to keep. This code will forcibly respawn Professor Birch's bag on the ground of Route 101, so after entering it as our PC box names, we open the summary of our glitch Pokemon and close it, this time anywhere in the game
Okay,
we
that
like,
one I
since
may
we're no
use.
longer
That one
relying
I
on a
may
specific
100%
NPC
use, just
dialogue
for
in Mauville
reasons,
City.
because, I mean, I
Now,
mean,
when
no
we
one's
return
using
to
the other
Route
two, so
101,
fuck it,
we find
you know?
Birch's bag on the ground and can interact with it to trigger the event that allows us to choose our starter, as though it was the beginning of the game, but without resetting our story progress. After we make our choice, the game proceeds as normal with the event. We get a wild encounter with a Zigzagoon, and we send out... Oh. Well, that's different. But as strange as a Rayquaza
Hold
battling a
up,
level
wait
2
a minute.
Zigzagoon may seem, this is actually intended behavior. The way this event normally works behind the scenes is that after we make our choice, it adds our starter to the party, triggers an encounter with a wild Zigzagoon, and then sends out the Pokemon that's in our slot 1. Rayquaza is the Pokemon currently in our slot 1, and our party's full, so it sends the starter to the PC, exactly as it would have when we obtain a new Pokemon with a full party. We then get sent to Professor Birch's lab, and get the opportunity to nickname Rayquaza. Alright, well that's funny. But after we leave the lab, we see that nothing in the game's story has been disrupted. We still have all our badges, and are still the champion. Professor Birch's bag is now gone from Route 101, but we can respawn it over and over again by checking the summary of 0x410E. Remember, this glitch Pokemon simply runs as code whatever text are entered in the Pokemon box names in the PC. As long as you don't change that text, you can always repeat a glitch over and over again by simply opening the summary again. This means that not only can we get all 3 Hoenn starters on one cartridge, but also as many copies of them as we like. And with that being the case, the Pokemon Emerald superfans watching may already be anticipating what I'm going to say next. Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip are not the only starters obtainable in Pokemon Emerald. If you manage to catch every Pokemon in the Hoenn Pokédex, Professor Birch will offer a single Johto starter as your reward. And since this event already exists in the game, we can enter a code to not only claim the reward right now, but claim all 3. Just like the previous code, this one can be triggered anywhere, and upon the next visit to Birch's lab, he will offer Chikorita, Totodile, or Cyndaquil. We make our choice, then open the summary of the glitch Pokemon to trigger the event again, to go claim another, then a third time to claim the last one. As cool as it is to have 6 different starter Pokemon on one game file, we still haven't talked about my favorite glitch in Pokemon Emerald. And this one might be a bit controversial, because it makes any Pokemon shiny. Firstly, if your glitch Pokemon is still in box 10 slot 19, move it out of that space and into any other location. Another slot in the PC, in your party, doesn't matter, we just need box 10 slot 19 to be free. Next we enter this code into the PC box names, which requires either physical hardware or GBA BIOS emulation. I'm not going to say too much about this because YouTube won't like it, but there is a particular file that you need to set this up, and there is a certain archive on the internet where you can download it. This file is responsible for triggering the GBA splash screen when you start the game, and the splash screen is required for this next code to work. But obviously, none of this is necessary on legit hardware since they all support the splash screen natively. With the codes entered, we place a Pokemon in the slot where the glitch Pokemon used to be, box 10 slot 19, then open the summary of the glitch Pokemon to execute the code, which forcibly changes any Pokemon currently in box 10 slot 19 into becoming permanently shiny. Unlike cheats or third-party tools like Action Replay, this glitch calculates a new, authentic PID for the Pokemon based on the secret ID of your save file, making it genuinely shiny and legal for transferring to other games of the Pokemon franchise without changing its nature or modifying stats. This glitch can be executed over and over again by placing new Pokemon in box 10 slot 19 and opening the summary screen of the glitch Pokemon each time. So by using it, we can convert our entire party and the starters we generated all into permanent, legitimate shinies for Pokemon Emerald as well as any other future games. The existence of this glitch will forever impact the availability of Gen 3 shinies in every future Pokemon game, for as long as Game Freak supports transferring from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. And before we finish this video, I should state for the record that there are PC box name codes you can use to generate any Pokemon you want and force it to appear as a wild encounter. But unlike everything I've shown you in this video so far, these Pokemon will be illegal since they will be found in incorrect locations. If you use glitch codes to generate the Pokemon outright, most software will detect it as being illegal and not allow it to leave the game. That's what's so exciting about using glitches to generate events instead of using glitches to generate the Pokemon themselves. The Rayquaza, Latios, Ho-Oh, Lugia, Deoxys, Mew, Hoenn starters, and Johto starters we call it, were all obtained in their normal...
Okay, chat, hear me out. Okay, so what if I do this on stream? Do you think Nintendo will issue their lawyers after me? You know what, second thought? I think we already know what's the answer's gonna be on that one. You know, we're already playing an emulator. Let's just not like tempt it even more. I mean, what? I've never heard of that word before. It's definitely the legit version of the game. Rest assured, Nintendo's lawyers that are currently just hiding around the corner.
Locations by completing their intended events. That means they are fully authentic Pokemon and can be transferred upward and used in any future games you like, despite the fact that we even force them to be shiny. We may have already defeated the Elite Four and become the champion, but before...
You know, I was going to say something about that, but you want to know what? Okay, I was going to say like, it's Rayquaza. No comment.
During this video, there's one other challenge I think we should overcome. As a callback to the post-game battle with Red in Gen 2, Steven is waiting for us above the waterfall in Meteor Falls, with a team in the 70s. Unfortunately for him, a team of full shiny legendaries doesn't have much trouble. In fact, he doesn't KO a single one. And with that, I'm classifying Pokemon Emerald as successfully broken. Thank you to those of you that made it this far. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Also, big thank you to Sleipnir, the original discoverer of many of these glitch codes, and Metrich, who optimized them to be short enough to type in the limited available PC boxes. I've linked the full code database in the video description if you want to check the others out, and if you need codes for non-English copies of Emerald, you can find those there as well. This is my first glitch video on any Pokemon game, and it's a bit experimental for this channel, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me cover other Pokemon games as well. Who knows, maybe Sinnoh will be next. Subscribe and find out.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I'm okay. Like the fact is that he says Sinnoh. I think there might be something up with Sinnoh right now. Like I do not know what, but we're gonna have to investigate that. Hang on. Is there a Pokemon Sinnoh emulator? I mean, hang on. What? I'm just checking this for a friend. Nintendo. It's all right. It's purely. It's purely like for a friend. Yeah. Rest assured. Hang on. Hang on. Was it Pokemon Diamond and Pearl? I think it's Platinum, Pokemon Platypus. What the fuck? Is that what people? The fact is, I put Plat, and that's the second thing. Okay, I honestly feel like I should be concerned with some of you guys. Okay, Pokemon Platinum emulator iPhone. What the fuck? Emulator. There we go. Okay, emulator. They do have it. Okay, hang on. Okay, chat, hang on. Okay, we're definitely gonna play that game next. Because this one's like one of my favorites right here, just because it's Diamond and Pearl, but just with more shit and actually a better story. Because Platinum story's kind of mid, not gonna lie. Like it's honestly just, or not mid. Like Diamond and Pearl's story's mid, but Platinum actually adds more to the story, and then you get the distortion world. So you know it's really good. It's really good. I honestly do not know why. Like it's just I always loved that game so much, with so much like I can always talk about it with like such high regards. And then there's also like, oh my god, shit, you know what? There's another one I wanted to play too, but it's not a Pokemon game, but it is from Nintendo. Man, Nintendo is going to be really going after me. Chat, you know the saying, snitches get stitches. So you know, pulls out a knife. You know, god damn it. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be the next game we're gonna play though. Pokemon Platinum. And then shit, and then I still gotta do the original Ruby game too. Fuck. And then Pokemon Sapphire. Damn it, man. So there's like 2 games I still gotta do, and then there's like Pokemon Ranger too. So let's get that going. Hang on. All right, there we go. Sorry, it was just the roommate. He was leaving. He was talking the whole time, chat. I do apologize on that. I did ask him to leave, but he said fuck no. I then offered him like a cookie, and he said fuck no. It did not work. Chat's just like, damn, he turned down a cookie. Yeah, it's just to make the things easier, because I gotta edit it out though. That's why I was like, I'll give you a cookie. He was like, fuck no. I was like, okay. God damn it. But he left though. So now I can actually talk a little bit more. That's what was the main reason why I had a little bit of where it was mostly quiet though, chat. I'm sorry on that. That's why I was quiet. It's just because I didn't want to go edit a lot of stuff though, and I didn't want to go through all that stuff. I was like, damn it, no. But it's alright though. I have a thing called a mute button, which I can mute myself whenever I need to. But I'm definitely gonna be trying this on Pokemon Platinum though. I want to try this. I don't know why. This has always been my best game though. Pokemon Platinum. Best story. Diamond and Pearl, as I was going on about earlier, since he was talking and that kind of threw me off. He was talking to his inner demons. Yeah, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are just the story's there, but you're just like, it's like a guy and he just hates life. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well damn, why the fuck are we involved? And then Platinum's like, I hate life, however, the devil. And I'm like, oh wait, hang on, hold the phone. What? Yeah, that's definitely gonna be the next one. But yeah, it is time for our most joyous segment of them all, which I know for some of you guys are like, no, not this segment. This is the one that's going to be the one that probably ends soon. I know it. Maybe, I don't know. We may watch another video. But this one is Meanwhile on the internet. The stuff that could not be made into the main section of the Sunday Talk. But this is a little extra stuff that I found that was very interesting. Meanwhile, on the internet, welcome to Demon School Iruma. Season 4 is scheduled on April 2026. After a whole fucking year, it's finally here. God damn. I've waited so long for this. It's been 84 years, chat. 84 years I've waited for this, and now it is here. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Finally, we're getting there, and chat's gonna be saying, but Sin, you know you can read the manga. No. Shh. Shut your mouth. You're gonna ruin this for me. Don't do it. Meanwhile, on the internet, Cyberpunk 2077 teases something for September 4th. There are a few clues with the NUSA and President Rosalind Myers that have been planned. And I'm like, holy shit. Cyberpunk 2? Or not Cyberpunk 2. Basically another version of Cyberpunk right there we're going to be getting. Or a DLC. I'm okay with either one. I may do a fresh start though, just so I can get because I kind of hate that you just don't have the option to go like, hey, I want to do New Game Plus to keep the stuff you want to have, and then CD Projekt Red is like, what's New Game Plus? That's really how I felt, my lord. That's really how I felt from that whole thing. Just I can't. Meanwhile, on the internet, the first look of 28 years later, part 2, The Bone Temple, will be in theaters of January 16th. And all I can say is, God fucking damn it, why the fuck did they have to do a part 2? Did they think people will hate the first one that they did for 28 years later? Yeah. Because it felt like there was more questions than answers, and those answers that we got gave more, they literally spawned more questions. And I honestly felt like lazy writing. Like, what the fuck? God damn it, man. But it's like right here, and I'm right here just like looking at it, it's like, God fucking damn it, man. He's gone full caveman. And even some guy, and dude, okay, look at that. As I was saying, some guy right here, his name's called Champagne. It says 28 years later was a dog shit movie. That's the nicer way of saying it. I really could have came up with some other stuff, but then chat vocabulary would have expanded to a new degree, and I did not want to give him that. I did not also want to be the one that causes that too. So yeah, but he did say this completely ruined the franchise. Yeah, basically. And yet I am right here still saying, what about 28 months later? Jesus Christ, man. We're not going to talk about 28 months later? Like, what the fuck? The doctor's still here. God damn it. God damn it, man. I hate this. I remember when I first saw this movie, 28 days later. Damn. Then 28 months later, and then like, damn. And then what's years? I'm like, what the fuck happens? What happened within the months? Something happened, but what? We'll never know. I must have been like knocked out for a couple years to miss those months. Meanwhile, on the internet, Visa is now inserting itself as a company that influences the culture in video games. I, Sin the Lion, am the master of all video games. I shall now proceed to be an asshole and take away the games. Your king has spoken. That's literally Visa right now. That's exactly what's going to go on. I don't like this. Yeah, that's why I put this in the meanwhile section, because I didn't want to talk about it anymore, because the first part I was just like alluding to. I didn't want to go into more of that because it scared me, but because that's literally the train of thought that I had. I am the king. I am the king. I don't worry, chat. I have my trusted golden submarine. It's like, but Sid, what the fuck? Why that submarine? Don't worry. It's okay. I didn't test anything from it using an Xbox controller. Because surely this is not going to turn into a huge dumpster fire and crash and burn or sink and then implode. Just like, damn, did you really have to do that joke? Yes. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I just saw that thing. I just saw that fucking thing that chat sent, and I'm like, God damn it. That's going to be in my head for like playing on repeat for like a good few months. God fuck damn it. Meanwhile, on the internet, Pokemon giveaways shared this very ominous picture of something going on in Sam's, and this is the prismatic card. Ah, yes, a picture of moments before disaster. Yeah. I honestly feel like this gives me PTSD now. Just looking at this and knowing the context of it gives me PTSD. Yeah. Why does Sam's keep doing this? What the fuck, man? Just fucking like, oh my god. I was gonna say go online and do this, or have people that be like, no, you can only get one. And I'm right here just like, oh, that's good. And then the employee takes like 4, and I'm like, but you said I could only grab one. It's like, yeah, you can grab one. Out of me, however, I'm like, what the fuck? And then everyone else starts like dogpiling and taking everything. I'm like, oh no, it's all falling apart, man. This picture gives me great PTSD as well as great stress, because the context. You're welcome for that. That's why I wanted to leave it off. Thank you. Oh man, I fucking hate this. That's why I have the digital app now. I'm not sponsored by them. If I was, I honestly feel like I would say it's a lot more safer. Just saying. You also get pretty cool animations, like story things from Pokemon cards that you get, like the full art ones. Come on. Can a Pokemon card do that? Can a physical card do a full story? No. Can a digital one do that and play whenever you want to? Yes. Therefore, my reasons of reasoning have been reasoned. That's why I refuse to play the physical game at all. It's not worth it. Financially, not worth it. Physically, I feel like you're going to get assaulted quite a bit, so not worth it. And the moral of the story is, don't grow up. Yeah, that's literally the lesson of this story here. Chad, don't grow up. Yeah. What you guys were expecting me to say something like really insightful? I don't know what to say, man. Do you not see what's going on right now? What the fuck am I supposed to do? It's like, I don't know what to do. I'm right here freaking out just like you guys are when it comes to this stuff. Like, what the fuck? Oh, god damn it. Alright, let me get the YouTube ending recorded. Alright. Thank you all so much for coming by. If you guys happen to have anything that you had... Oh my god, I have to restart that. Damn it. I was just like, oh my god, Sin fucked up 4K clip. God damn it. Try again. If you guys happen to have anything that's popped up this week, feel free to put it in the Discord. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you are interested in joining in. We do have community game nights every now and then, or just little movies watch ups, which one is coming up this week. So if you like Pokemon, that's a movie we're going to be watching. I'm not going to allude to what. You're just going to have to come in and find out. But thank you so much. Have a most wonderful rest of your day, a rest of your week, and I will see you then. There we go. And I got the vid, and there we go. See, look, that's how you do it, chat. That's how you do it. Ignore the first part. The first part did not happen. Do not clip the first part of me fucking up. Chat's just like, I'm gonna clip that. No. Don't clip it. You're not allowed to clip anything, chat. And if chat's gonna say, but Sin, I thought you were a true believer of clipping. Clipping through walls, not video clipping. Like, what the fuck? Ah, shit, that's loud. God damn it. Oh, I had that thing turned off. I'm so stupid. What the fuck, man? God damn it. Alright, I know we have Maple. She's been on quite a bit. I think she has like a subathon, I think, going on, because she is no longer doing the stuff that I honestly feel like I need to do, which is like movement. I need to move. She's basically now staying at home because I think it's like her celebration of like, I'm finally free of hell. I'm right here just like, damn it, I'm still in hell, but I enjoy it. So wait, hang on, does that make me sadistic? Huh. I do not know how to feel about this now. I literally just, okay, I actually just thought of that right now. It's like, wait, hang on, does that make me sadistic in some way? No, surely not. Oh wait, hang on. God damn it. It does. Fuck. Well, this is unfortunate. This is unfortunate. God damn it. God damn it. Alright, let's see. Who do we have that we can race so you guys can get some channel points? Because we all want channel points. We all crave the channel points. See, unless chat has a recommendation. But let's see if they're on. Oh, we have White on. White's playing Hollow Knight. I did want to get that game too. Let's see, who else do we have? Why are there so many titules on Twitch today? What the fuck? I literally see that on like people to raid, and I just see like, I can't show it to you. Also, I don't feel like I should show it to you. It's just gonna be like, hey yo. So can you send us there? No, chat, but you're not gonna look at titules. You're not allowed to. We will raid. Let's raid White. Let's raid White. We're going to raid them back. We're going to raid a family member. That's just like, yes. Yes. Damn, I can't even type. There we go. If you happen to have a sub or have been gifted a sub or all that sorts of stuff, or use the Prime, feel free to copy down that raid message right there. Now, if you just are a follower, which is still most appreciated, you can copy down the follower message right there. And we are going to go raid a family member, aka White Master, before they leave and raid us, so we must retaliate by raiding them back. The lion has spoken. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's start the raid. Alright, everybody. Be sure to stick around for this raid right here so you can get them channel points. And be sure to check out White. They're currently, again, playing Hollow Knight. And they're probably just going to be doing some chill stuff too throughout the whole stream. So, thank you all again so much for coming by. I will see you guys next time, which is on Monday. I'll be uploading stream schedule too later on this evening too. So look forward to that. Look forward to that. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. See you all next time.